Hey Jing, let's take a look at this new set of essays. This is Father Staying Home While Mothers Work. Let's see what you wrote here. Now it is the phenomenon which more men stay at home as house husband while women go out to work as breadwinner has raised attentions. In my opinion, it would be positive rather than negative to the society. This essay will discuss the reasons using examples from the U.S. and Harvard University to demonstrate points and prove the argument. All right, this is fine in a lot of ways, but in some ways it's kind of awkward. So I want to kind of fix some of the awkwardness in this paragraph. Let's do that, okay? So here's my suggestions. Nowadays, the phenomenon where more men stay at work as house husbands, plural, while women go out to work as breadwinners, has raised attention. Full stop, no S. In my opinion, comma, this is positive rather than negative for society. This essay will discuss the reasons using examples from the U.S. The U.S. what? The U.S. what? Society? I mean, from the U.S. government? That's a little vague. And maybe you mean Harvard, like Harvard with a V-A? I don't know. Or maybe you mean Hartford. I'm not really sure. And prove arguments. Don't say the argument, but prove arguments. That's better. So again, a little awkward, but other than that, it's fine. Okay. There are ample reasons to lead this phenomenon. I don't understand that sentence. What does that mean, to lead this phenomenon? You don't lead a phenomenon. So you clearly are trying to say something else, but I'm not really sure what. Maybe you mean there are ample reasons behind this phenomenon. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the equal right movements largely contribute to provide women more opportunity to receive the same right as men. All right, Jing, we really have to work on this grammar. So the central reason behind this is twofold. And then here, a better punctuation is a semicolon. Firstly, the equal rights, S, movement, no S, has largely contributed to providing women more opportunities to receive the same rights as men. Secondly, the difference between women and men in the workplace is, the difference is becoming less due to the technology and economic development. Full stop here. Even women can climb the career ladder to high-level positions as men can. For example, an extensive study by The Economist showed that the percentage of women at the management level has increased more than 20% in the past 20 years. Therefore, more women can earn more money than men, and men could make the choice to stay at home if they like. Okay, so what has happened here, Jing, is that you've really talked a lot about the opportunities for women to go and work. And that's fine. You said that you talked about women's rights. You talked about women climbing the career ladder. So all that is fine. But what you didn't tell us is why the men have decided, you know what? I don't want to work. Let me stay home with my children. So I think that would have been really useful too, as that's a big part of this essay. Because if you just focus on the women and what has changed in their life, then you're really only looking at part of the picture. The other question is what has changed in our society that makes it okay for a man to stay home and stay with his children rather than go out and work. So that's really what this essay would like you to cover. What has changed in our society to make that happen? All right? Because look, these days more fathers stay at home. All right, why? Their mothers go out and work. Why? You only covered this, but you didn't cover this. You didn't tell us why. And there are a lot of reasons that are really worth exploring. What you're supposed to do here is really talk about one reason for this and one reason for that. I mean, that's a good way to do it. Okay? So you could talk about how women's rights have allowed women to advance into new positions, into higher level positions where they become capable of being the sole breadwinner for the family. This is a common phenomenon. Women are really breaking the glass ceiling, etc., etc. In turn, you can say that this has allowed society to shift its perspective of what a family could and should be. And so rather than just limiting the homemaker position to women, many families are finding that this is more suitable to the man in the family. And so we're really kind of re-examining our gender roles as a society, and some men are opting to take on this role while their wives go out and work. So this is how you could have developed this. But I really think it's a good idea to talk about both of these aspects, not just fathers and not just mothers, but both. Okay, so let's move on. This phenomenon has presented positive character of the inclusive, balanced society. All right, I'm sorry, but that doesn't really, that's not really clear to me what you're trying to say. It has presented positive character. That doesn't create a clear collocation. And this too, inclusive, balanced society. It also doesn't create a collocation. It's not anything that is particularly clear to a native English speaker. Maybe you're trying to say that it has presented the positive character of an inclusive, balanced with a D society. But even that, while more correct, doesn't really carry a lot of meaning that is readily clear to your reader. Let's see what you said after that. Firstly, both men and women can make their own choice to take their role in the family and in the society rather than only obey the traditional family division role. All right, what does that mean? Secondly, more men take care of their children. More men taking care of their children will benefit the mental health of their children and themselves as well. For example, recent empirical research by the U.S. Psychological Institute shows that fathers who are not involved in the care and education of their children often have physical and mental problems. Thus, it is clear that it is good to the family and the society as well. It is good for. Could you have come up with a better word than good? Good is really kind of basic, and so I always advise IELTS students to avoid it. Good, nice, big, small, so many more descriptive words here. It is positive, it is beneficial, it is advantageous. Any one of those words would have been a much better choice here. To conclude from the examples and reasons given, I firmly believe more fathers staying, ing, at home and taking, ing, care of their children while mothers go out to work represents, S, social development, no the, full stop. It will be positive to well-being and the development of an inclusive, and balanced society. So, your ideas are lovely. Your grammar needs some work, okay? Because the way this paragraph stands right now, it's not clear. It's really it really has a lot of errors, and so you absolutely have to work on that. Okay, so it's a good attempt, but again, it's there was a lot of grammar that needed to be corrected. So please go ahead and do that. All right, now my first thought here is that this feels kind of short. I might be wrong. It might not be. It might be okay, but let me check. Let me see here. So this is what my computer is not cooperating. This is what we look at in the word count, just this portion here. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's 137 words. You don't count this in the word count, nor do you count this here. So at 137 words, this is short, okay? And that could, it doesn't necessarily, but it could have an effect on your score. There is no formal word minimum anymore. That has been abolished, but still examiners are looking at the word count because it's difficult to get a high level with only 137 words. Let's see what you wrote. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing. Okay, hold on. Okay. I am writing regarding the complaint for your company. That's not accurate. I am writing with regard to my recent move with your company. Or I am writing to file a complaint with your company. That would have been okay. Last Friday morning, I used your company to move my household items from ABC apartment to my new place, EDF apartment in Avenue 17. On or at maybe, but not in. However, the following day I noticed that my television and microwave were badly damaged when I prepared to use them, and an expensive vase were broken. I don't know what that means. You mean vase? Maybe you do with an E, but not T. Vast is a totally different word. And then it's not were broken, but was broken. So here you don't want then, you want when. So it should be when I called your service hotline, they told me to wait for workers. Yet, comma, no response has been received for almost a week. The rest of this is wrong. It doesn't fit here at all. Since the service contract has claimed for 20-30% refund for any good damage, I therefore suggest that I be given a 25% refund for the vast television and microwave, and arrange your worker to confirm as earlier as possible by tomorrow, Sunday, COB. All right, grammar is a major problem here. A lot of this didn't make sense because of the grammatical errors, so let's look at those. Since the service contract I signed reported a 20-30% refund for any goods damaged with a D, I suggest that I be given a 25% refund for the vase, television, and microwave. I would say full stop here. I would like staff to confirm this refund as early as possible. Full stop, actually. What does that mean? As early as possible? Then you say by tomorrow, Sunday, COB. No, just as early as possible. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Yours faithfully. Okay, so you can clearly see that grammar is a problem. I had to correct a lot. I had to correct consistently. And so this is something that you really need to work on. We do have some resources that we're happy to share with you, but there is some work that you have to do on your own in order to improve some of these areas of awkwardness, some of these areas where there is no coherence. Okay? So go ahead, work on those. It's really important. I want to see more accurate grammar in the next set. Again, if you need us to share some resources with you, let us know what we can do. Go ahead, correct these, and return a new set. I'll be waiting. Good luck.